Now I'm going to jumble everything up. So I'm going to give you two numbers, this and this, and I'm going to ask you to either add or take away or times or divide. Okay. Remember, if it's add or take away, you're going to have a number line where you're going to slide back or forth. Okay. If it's times or divide, the two will merge together. Basically you just times the two together, the two numbers together, and then you look at the signs. So if it's a minus and a minus, then whatever the answer is, it's going to be a positive answer. If it's a minus and a plus, it's going to be a minus. If it's a plus and a minus, it's going to be a minus. If it's a plus, then it remains a plus. Okay. So the first thing you should look at is the sign in the middle. If it's a plus or minus, slide back or forth. Times or divide, the two will merge together. I could put a fraction into here. So for example, 3 over 7. Remember, 3 over 7, a fraction is itself a number. So I'm allowed to put it into here and ask you to times 3, for example. Okay? So I'm going to jumble everything up. So let's give you this one here. So remember, one number and another number. Okay, I'm going to ask you minus 3. Okay, minus 7. What shall I give you here? Remember, if it's a plus or minus, it's going to slide. You're going to slide back or forth. Okay, so what does this equal? Okay, so press pause and have a go. Yeah, press pause. So here, you should have something like this. This is your starting point, minus 3. If it's a minus, well, minus you're going to go in this direction, but it's a minus, you're going to flip. But the way I do it is, I normally find this quite confusing, this minus in this bubble. So I'm just going to take it out and put it out here. So it's in effect minus 3 plus 7. So it's minus 3. This is where we're going to start. Well, I'm going to go back to 0 first. So add 3 to go back to 0. And then how many more steps do I need to take in order to make a total of 7 steps? I'm going to need another 4. So the answer is 4. Okay. So here's remember, if it's if it's hang on, let me do this. Remember, if it's a fraction in here, let's say 3 over 7 times 2. Remember, if there's a fraction involved, then you might have to refer back to your formula book. Remember this thing here? So A over B. When you times C, it becomes A C over B. So remember, this C gets multiplied to the top. Okay, and if it's divide, then it's going to get multiplied to the bottom. Okay, so it becomes A over B C. Okay, so here do this one here. So you've got 3 over 7 times 2. So press pause and have a go. Okay, because the first thing you should look at is the sign in the middle. If it's a times or divide, the two will merge together. So the two bubbles will merge together. So remember, if you times, it goes to the top. So this will become 6 over 7. Okay? So this one here, let's say, remember it's one number and another number. Let's say I'm going to add this time. Minus 5, add minus 7. Okay, so press pause. What does this equal? Press pause and have a go. Alright, so I always get confused with this minus being in this bubble, so I'm just going to take it out. Because the minus is more powerful than the plus, so it will override it basically. So hang on. So I'm going to take the minus out, and it becomes this. Yeah, because earlier you had a plus and a minus, so you take it outside, because the minus is more powerful than a plus. It's the same as you thinking, well, here you've got 0, start at -5, and then you go back. It's just a -7 steps, so it's just go back 7 spaces. So that would be -12. So your answer should be -12. When we started, it was like this. It's hard to understand what's going on. You plus a minus number. What does that mean? Plus a minus number. So normally, if there's a minus in the second bubble, I normally take it out. Okay. All right. This one here. Remember two numbers. I'm going to let's say divide now. Divide. Let's say minus 30 divided by 6. So what does this become? Press pause and have a go. So here, if it's a times or divide, I know they're just gonna. Well, I'm just gonna get this. I'm just going to ignore the minus sign for the time being. 30 divided by 6. I'm just going to do it as 30 divided by 6. So that's 5. Now I would look at the sign. Here you've got 1 minus. Here you've got a positive. So there's only 1 minus of the 2, so the answer would be a negative. Okay, so your answer should be -5. Okay, this one here. Let's give you divide. Okay, let's say 7 over 9 divided by 5. What does that equal? So press pause and have a go. Alright, remember, divide and then you've got a fraction. So you might have to refer to your formula book. If you have a fraction and then you divide by c, that equal, well, it just gets multiplied to the bottom. Because when you divide, it gets multiplied to the bottom. When you times, it gets multiplied to the top. So I know that I've got to multiply to the bottom. Okay? So, well, 7 stays the same. 5 times 9 is 45. So the answer should be this. Okay? The answer is a fraction. Okay, let's give you this one here. Remember, one number and another number. Let's give you takeaway. So takeaway here. So what's 7? 5. Take away minus 8. Okay, so press. Oh, the way textbooks they would write it like this. Okay, so that's the way they would write it. But because it looks really weird when you have minus 5 minus minus 8. When you have two symbols next to each other, it looks really weird. So you have to use brackets just to say that this minus belongs to the 8. Okay, so forget about this for the time being. Press pause and do this one, 5 minus minus 8 at the top. Okay, so press pause. So here, I hate this negative being in here, so I'm just going to move it outside here. So basically, it becomes a positive. Okay, so in effect, it's 5 add 8. So that would be 13. Okay, so your answer is 13. Okay, here's a weird one. I will do this one. I will do this one. So here, this times another one here. I can put anything in here. I'm going to give you a fraction. Okay, sorry, erase. I'm going to give you a fraction. Let's say 3x to the power 3, y to the power 5 over 7, a to the power 7, b to the power of 4. Okay, times let's say 5 x to the power of 4, y to the power of 3. Okay, have a guess what this becomes. Actually, see if you can do it. Here you've got times a fraction. Remember, times a fraction is this. So we've got a fraction times C. Remember, it's times a fraction, it gets multiplied to the top. So basically, well, you pause and have a go. Pause and have a go. If you don't know this one, I'll show you after. Pause and have a go. Okay, I'm going to multiply this to the top. Okay, so I'm going to get a fraction, but this, I know the bottom will stay the same. Remember this formula here. Where you got A divided by B times C, that becomes AC over B. Look at the B. B stays the same, so it's 7A to the power of 7, B to the power of 4. Okay, now so this bubble is going to get multiplied to the top. So 5 times 3, the numbers merge together, so that's 15. And then the x merge with the x. So here we've got x to the power of 4 times x to the power of 3. So that's x to the power of 7. Okay? And then y to the power of 3 times y to the power of 4. So that'd be y to the power of 8. Okay? It doesn't matter if you get this one wrong, but it's okay. Alright?